are seeking to increase our production capacity in terms of sweaters.
Tell us, how long have you been doing this?
We started last year, 2014 January. Walking around, we realized the population of Kenya is increasing at a high rate. By half year this year, we had already made the 5 million shillings by mid last year when we were doing the returns.
One of my initial concerns is, as from an investor perspective, or even an entrepreneur, the deal's got to be fair on both sides.
We promote the use of organic products. The gross income was 75,400. For the 1.5, the 750 is going to go into our own store. We need to have our own store.
She uses this a lot.
She understands what it is.
I understand
well.
it. It's very good. What
Yes,
she's talking
it's very
about,
good.
it's real, it's very good.
So we need to do a little bit more work
All right.
on our side, but also on your side in terms of how is it going to be spent.
I'm looking to give people smiles and them to give me something in return.
So another dramatic day as the day draws to a close. Who will walk away with investors' money?
So why do you need the money?
I need the money for the purchase. Dynamic Media, I am targeting companies and politicians where I advertise, especially the new farms.
But I think you need to do a lot more research on your idea.
Yes, the idea is good, it's noble. And as at me, and for now, it's not an investment you can walk into.
Have you ever thought about how many people you connect with directly, either on social media or physically? Grocery.com is an online grocery store where we provide fresh and organic fruits and vegetables. I'm looking at putting in key structures that will help us maintain our brand and put us in a level where we can competitively be in the market.
Okay, and so how do you make money? You obviously make a markup on your product.
So most of my clients are around my warehouse.
We can take your idea, but at minimum 50%.
Deal.
Deal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, growing up, I had a childhood friend called Antonina. She lost her life, and the baby was placed in the wrong position. That's why I thought I could create a blog to provide this information.
I'm going to give you the money, all right, for the next 1 year. I want 0%. I just want you to turn this thing back on and do what you're doing and help save those lives.
Welcome back to the Boiler Room. It's getting hot in here. Next in the room is Joan Jero from Dynamic Media. A little bit about Dynamic Media.
Dynamic Media is an advertising firm. It's a startup actually, and it's just where I advertise for people through the LED screens. I'm looking for 2.5 million for an equity stake of 35%.
All right, and for how long have you been doing this?
It's really a startup, it's just a business idea.
Okay, and our investors, are you ready to listen?
Hey Joanne.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome so much.
Thank you.
The investors are ready to hear from you.
Did you know that 93% of people can recall dynamic advertising compared to the 43% of people who can recall static advertising, which refers to billboards and posters and printed advertising media. So with Dynamic Media, I am targeting companies, politicians, and basically companies and politicians where I advertise, especially the new farms, and for politicians, especially now that we are heading to the election period. So through Dynamic Media, I am aiming to reach just about everyone, since it's not everyone who has a TV set at home.
I don't understand. What are you doing? I mean, LED where? On the bus?
On
the
buildings,
street?
sorry.
Huh?
On buildings.
Building.
I'm planning to put them up on buildings, and then I advertise for people through that.
So how are you going to I own a building, you're just going to go hang your LED on my building, or?
I get a permit fee and rent,
Okay, so you're going to give me as the landlord some rent? Okay.
And the LED, there are screens, right?
Yeah, there are screens.
Outdoor, indoor?
Outdoor.
Is there anyone else doing it?
Yeah, but it's only one at bus station.
So why do you need the money?
I need the money for the purchase of the LED screen. Just one costs about 2 million, and the 500 for the rent and the permit fee and the licensing.
Oh, so you want to start with one?
Yeah. Then in the long run, I can advance to.
Why are you getting into this business? What made you choose it? What's your background?
I think I come from Thika actually, and I normally go home during every weekend. So I noticed how dull it looks compared to the cities of other places in the world. And I just decided maybe it needs brightening up.
So do you have any advertising experience? Like, I mean, really this job, you know, your business revolves on advertising sales. You need to know the advertising managers or the marketing managers at ScanAd and different agencies, Ogilvy and Mather, at Coca-Cola, at Chase Bank, etc., etc. How are you going to reach these people?
I'm just trying to.
Okay. And this is, you know, look, this is an interesting idea, but I think you need to do a lot more research on your idea. I think you need to have already made some connections within the industry. You can't just walk into the industry and, you know, just, I'm here with a TV screen, let's go. It doesn't work that way. You know, it's not monopoly money, at least mine isn't. And I don't know about Steve's, but I don't
No, I
his is
think
either.
I'll go by you because I pretty much understand the advertising industry, and that's why I asked you if you know any company that does that. Because even the screen that costs 2 million is about 100-inch. It's a very small screen. It's very expensive, and that's why most of the people have not ventured into that kind of advertising here. It is a massive. It's very lucrative, but it needs a very huge investment. And as at me, and for now, it's not an investment you can walk into. Yes, the idea is good. It's noble, and we've got people who've been in the industry for so long. I know a lady called Grace. She's the one who started you've seen these buses with screens on the side? Yeah, she started that idea. One screen costs her 10 million, and she does 2 for one bus. So you can imagine how huge that is. But I think you can do more research, and maybe you can start small. Start with small LCD screens, put them in malls, put them in buses and stuff. Then we take it from there. That's my advice. Because I think the other one is very technical also. Because when you expose that screen, there are so many hazards, and it's exposed.
Yeah.
We have rain. We have, it needs a location where it's safe. Because if someone breaks it, one small screen worth 2 million, then it means it will jeopardize the whole investment. So you just work on it. It's a good idea. I know it's very lucrative, but it's not what you think. It's massive. If it will be that easy, all these guys, Magnet Ventures, Kenyan Jews, and all that will be doing it. Yeah. But it's more technical.
I strongly, agree with Steve. I think you need to go out, get some experience in the industry, make some contacts, understand the market a lot better. Know exactly who your first few customers are going to be, get to know them, meet them, etc., etc. And then you're ready to actually buy equipment. I don't think you're there yet. So on that basis, me personally, I'm out. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, John, for coming. And just my one last advice is you're already doing something else that I believe you have a passion for, as you had told me. And it's always good to venture in several things. However, focusing helps you develop and become the best in the market. So what advice they have given you is very valid. Yeah. However, look into what you feel like you can do right now. That is that not limiting yourself, but you can do and become the best. And when you're good enough, then as you keep on doing the research, then now you can move into that business when you're already on the same. Yeah. But I like the fact that at least you showed up and you're thinking, yes, and going out of the comfort zone. Congratulations.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
I expect to grow from here actually. They have given me some ideas which I think I'm going to apply. Actually, I think I looked at it from a very small perspective, and I thought it was actually a very small thing, but it's really large. It's really a big thing, a big project to undertake.
So another dramatic day as the day draws to a close. Who will walk away with investors' money? Let's see if Quinta Odongo from e-Grocery will do that. Good evening, Quinta.
Good evening.
Tell me a little about e-Grocery.
eGrocery.com is a grocery online shop that we deliver fresh fruits and vegetables.
For how long have you been doing that?
2 months.
All right.
Yes.
And how is their response?
Great.
Awesome. And how much are you looking for? What brings you here tonight?
I'm here today to look for 1.2 million for a 32% stake equity
Right.
for my company.
Okay, let's see if our investors are willing to listen to your idea.
Delivery.
How are you, Quinta?
Fine.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We are glad that you're here. We are ready to listen.
Have you ever thought about how many people you connect with directly, either on social media or physically? As of yesterday, my private social Facebook account had about 4,966 friends that I connect with. egrocery.com page has 6,026 friends. Not even to mention about Instagram that I have about 2,000. Talk about Twitter, Gmail, and my phone book that has 1,092 people. What about these numbers? What is that one thing that all these people need, both young and old, both male and female, that you can take advantage of entirely? Not once, on a daily basis, not once, not twice. What is that? Have you ever thought about it? That is food. Food is the only solution that you can take advantage of all these numbers. And that was my basis on when I founded egrocery.com. I started egrocery.com 2 months ago with a team of 5 skilled, passionate entrepreneurs. We brought the company to seal a deal of 612 clients on the first month. How do you do this? egrocery.com is an online grocery store where we provide fresh and organic fruits and vegetables to clients on their convenience location 24 hours a day. We have a website, social media, and a direct line where you call in and place in your orders, or log in into our website where you can place in your orders, see what we have on our shelves, and you place in your orders. We deliver. We're working at the moment with a 45-minute maximum delivery time. For the 2 months that we've been in operation, the first month we managed to raise about 612 clients. This was a revenue of 247,000. With creative marketing and a little bit of branding, the second month was at about 2,026 clients. Why did we have a rise on this? Because we noticed we have so many career women who are working 5 to 5, but they still have their responsibilities as women. We have passionate entrepreneurs like Carol who are passionate about their businesses, and they don't have the time to get to Marikiti or Gikomba. That's why you see the several numbers of hawkers that we see in the streets of Nairobi every other day with groceries placed down on the floors, because they've noticed there's a gap. We have so many people in employment, corporate world that are willing and wishing to live on a fresh kind of vegetable, organic,
Thank you,
to
Quinta.
reach out to them.
Yes, I think you can give the investors time to now engage
Thank you.
We've had, and I like your presentation.
Thank you.
So what are you looking for actually?
For this business to get to about where we can get 500 and 350 clients per month, that will give us to about 10,000 and 15,000 per month. I'm looking at putting in key structures that will help us maintain our brand and put us in a level where we can competitively be in the market. One of the key things that I'm looking for installing a cold warehouse. This is going to cost us about 450,000. This is a 40 by 40 feet cold warehouse. The next thing I'm looking at is getting a solid distributory delivery channel. Right at the moment, we're using 3 delivery guys that we've hired, because as I was starting up...
Motorbikes?
Yes, motorbikes. Because I was starting up, I didn't have the capital to put in bikes in place. So I'm looking at having about 8 delivery people. Because in the past, we've turned out deliveries because we don't have the capacity to reach out to the regions that we are requested to reach. Besides that, the delivery is going to cost us at about 300,000. Apart from that, we are looking to have an order monitoring system that when the orders come in, we effectively deliver on our orders. Besides that, I'm an IT student, and I'm currently developing the mobile application for this. So we're in the process of that. That will cost us about 200,000. Besides that, I'm looking at rebranding and marketing effectively. Because for us to reach out to our niche of clients, we have to market and rebrand to get to the right population.
So how much in total are you looking for?
1.2 million.
For what stake?
32%.
I like it.
I have a couple of questions. I'm trying to understand your business model a little bit better, and I think it's a great idea. You're providing convenience to busy people, moms and dads, men and women. So you started 2 months ago. You have a 5-person team.
Yes.
And you have 3 motorcycles right now.
Yes.
And they're on payroll.
The 3 motorcycles are part of the 5 team.
Oh, they're part of the 5. Okay,
Yes.
fine. You have your own location with your own groceries, or you're going to Nakumatt or Tuskegee and
Not
picking up
really.
what people
At the
want?
moment, right now, I outsource the produce from farmers around outskirts of Nairobi. That is Thika, Kiambu. At the moment, I'm using farmers, youth in entrepreneurship.
So are you only selling produce, or are you selling Maziwa and Kellogg's cornflakes and all that kind of stuff too?
At the moment, I've concentrated on fruits and vegetables. But beside, when you have orders coming in, like you'll see on our flyers, we have dairy products. We outsource to wherever clients' convenience store is.
Okay, and so how do you make money? You obviously make a markup on your products.
For instance, how do you make money? When we outsource our produce from farmers around within Nairobi, we bring in the produce in bulk.
Okay.
That will cut costs on our produce.
What's your margin?
At about 45%.
Right now?
Yeah, 45% if you're buying the produce here.
Okay, so if somebody's putting a 200 shilling order, your cost is about 110.
Like this, let's take an example of this basket. The basket, I have a contract with the guy who produced the basket. I get each at 30 shillings. And then the produce in here at the moment is 250. But when I'm delivering this, it's supposed to be at 750.
Okay.
And
As it
delivery
is?
cost, as it is.
Yes, as it is. For
Delivery
the first
cost?
4 months, we said, having delivery costs. Whatever influence you're going to have on the delivery,
do
we
you have
include it in the
membership fee?
produce.
That basket costs you 30 bob?
No, 200.
200,
No, the basket.
The
280.
basket alone is 30
Forget about it.
shillings.
Oh,
The basket
everything.
alone, the basket alone is 30
So with the
shillings,
fruit
and the
is 250.
produce,
250.
yes, 250.
250.
Then you
To
sell
make
at
it at
700.
280, and we sell it
Who
for
takes care of the
750.
costs, the transport cost?
We do.
You
We
do.
we calculate our maths for us to bring in class, because this is a new service in the market.
Okay.
We calculate our cost and put in the delivery cost in the produce retail cost, so that we bring in more clients by telling them delivery is free.
What's your cost of delivery? What's your cost?
At most within Nairobi, it will be 150 shillings.
That's
That is
pretty
the
cheap.
fuel.
The fuel.
The fuel.
Yes.
And if I take
Because-
care of
But you have a
payment.
motorbike, you have insurance, you have maintenance, you have salary for the driver.
Drivers,
The,
yes.
the rider's doing maybe 10 deliveries or 12 deliveries or 14
Yes,
deliveries
this
a
is-
day.
At the moment, this is what has been happening. I outsource a rider who already have a motorbike that is insured, and the rider, the only thing I'm taking from the rider is his salary. That is what I'm taking care of. And I have an agreement with them. I pay them per delivery because I don't have the
And you're paying
capacity.
them
How much?
150 bob.
Pardon?
You're paying them 150 bob.
100 per day.
Per day.
Yes.
100
Per
shillings.
delivery
100
per day.
shillings.
No, 100 shillings per delivery.
Per delivery.
Yes.
So 100 plus 250.
That is 350.
350.
Oh, and it does make sense.
Your numbers aren't adding up to me, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this. And look, I really like your model, and I think what you're doing is great. And I think it's got a lot of potential.
Yes.
But I already own a food delivery company in Nairobi. I'm, and I know the market, and I know the competition, and I know, what the large supermarket chains are doing. I know what the KFCs are doing, who they're using, what their costs are, what our costs are, and these costs are not adding up. You can't, maybe for 3 riders, you can get away with it.
This
But when
is-
you're doing 8, 10, 15, 20, 40 riders, you're not going to be able to sustain 100 shillings.
This is the reason as to why this number is a bit low for me.
Right.
Because I live in Embakasi and I started with a market around my area. So the next estate around Embakasi that I started marketing towards was Nyayo Estate. So most of my clients are around my warehouse.
It's a big homestead.
Ah.
It's
Okay.
a big home
It's a
scale.
big, yes.
So it's online, but I do door-to-door marketing. So
At
for me to
Nyayo.
reduce the cost of transportation. So
Okay.
most of
Ah.
my clients at the moment are around.
Makes sense.
That
Yeah,
makes
My
sense.
that makes
region.
sense because I'm just thinking if you deliver from Embakasi to like Kileleshwa,
It's
it
a
would
bit
definitely
different.
be
yeah.
different.
Yes.
So your clients are right around where your warehouse is. or where
Yes,
your
I
goods are.
tried to reduce it down because I was just starting up. I wanted to take care of my environment so that I see, do I have the potential? Do I have what it takes to reach out to Kileleshwa?
You have a store,
My house.
your house, you work from your house.
Yes.
I like your business. I'm very impressed with your sales numbers. 600 customers in the first month. How many in the second month you said?
2026.
2,000. That means you did 2,026 sales.
Yes,
So what was your
and
total?
most of them, like 80% of them is in one estate because the estate is so big, it hosts more than 20,000.
Okay, so you sold to 2,000 different people?
No, I have a retention percentage of about 35%.
No. Meaning, how many customers do you have that you sold to in your second month? Is it
In my
2,000
second month.
sales or 2,000 customers?
2026 sales.
And how many customers is that? Because a customer might be ordering once a week, once a month. twice every month.
About 800 because I have a few customers that are
Okay, so 800
consistent.
customers, 2,026 sales. And the first month was how many customers, how many sales?
612 different customers. The first month was a bit hectic because I didn't retain any
Win.
client.
Okay.
Yes.
Why not?
What happened?
It got to a point where I got orders day after day and I didn't have the capacity
Okay.
because it takes a while to bring in produce
Yeah.
and to ask for the order and to maintain delivery. I was not in a position because I was just new in the
You're a
market.
really smart lady. Have you got a background in marketing or in IT or both?
Great background. I'm 22 years old. I have a degree in business information technology from Strathmore University. I'm currently taking agribusiness courses from Strathmore Business School, SBS. And I'm looking to do a master's in agribusiness.
Excellent.
What makes me really like your idea is that
Yep.
when I was young, my mom used to. We are in farming also,
I grew up in a farm.
and I grew up in a farm, and I know how big this thing can be. Not in terms of money, but even changing the social welfare of people in the country.
Yep.
Because if we can provide this food at the right time, at the right place, and in the right quality, then it means there's progress.
And actually, on that note, I'm working with a few. I picked up 3 hawkers, women who have kids. So I provide for them market and I make them consistent. They don't go to the street nowadays. They bring the produce to my house. So for me to pay them on a daily basis. And I look at it in a process where we can, in future trends, we can talk about our quality and our assurance. We can start up a program where we can talk to farmers and be certain that we are providing organic, fresh and organic food.
Thank you, Quinta. Thank you, Quinta. You said how much?
1.2 million.
At stake
1
of
point?
1.2.
for 32.
Yes.
I think we can take your idea, but at minimum 50%. Deal?
Yes. The 2 of us.
49.
50. I don't tell you 51. 50.
Deal.
Deal.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
We'll work with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Can
Thanks
I have
for your
this?
Congratulations.
Sure. So you can
How
have
much?
It's 750.
750.
Don't forget, the boiler room price is 1,000.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What would you like to say about that?
We all know about the future of agribusiness. And for me, being at 22 years old and venturing into agribusiness is for me to motivate more youths to get into agribusiness. This is a lifetime change.
All right. Congratulations once again, and we wish you all the best
Thank
working
you.
with Steve.
Thank you. Interesting because I'm passionate about agribusiness and business. It's just one more challenge ever in my life. I expect to break the borders of Nairobi, beyond Kenya, beyond Africa, and with what I've gotten today, I see myself international in 5 years. To all the youth out there, the boiler is the show. Give it a try. Think about it. Think about your business, whether it's an idea, whether it's existing business. Come give it a shot. It's a life-changing moment, and you might not just want to miss this. It's the best.
But you can have your blog, and then you can build a website down the road after a month, 3 months, or 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you the money, all right, for the next 1 year to turn this back on and do what you were doing to start with. Then how you turn that into a business, we can figure that out later on. I want 0%. I just want you to turn this thing back on and do what you're doing and help save those lives.
Wow.
So I'm
Thank
going to
you.
give you the money for that for the next 12 months.
Thank you very
Okay?
much.
And then the business side you can figure out, and I'm here, Steve's here, Carol's here. We'll take 100% or 50% or 20%. We'll figure that out. But first, go back and start saving lives, because right now, since October, you haven't been doing that.
Yeah,
And I
thank
know
you
you
very
want to.
much.
Next in the room is Gasun Ocheng from page 254. Good evening, Ocheng.
Good evening, Chris.
What brings you here tonight?
I am here to present about my project called Page 254.
All right.
It's a website dedicated to providing information about the health care of maternal and child health care in Kenya. That's why Page is the Sheng for pregnant, and 254 is our code 254, so Page 254.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what amount are you looking for?
Amount of Kenya shillings, 350,000 shillings for a 40% stake equity.
Of your company?
Yes.
Let's see if our investors are willing to hear about Page 254.
How are you, Cheng?
I'm good.
We're glad to have you here. You have something for us?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we are ready to hear from you. Thank you so much for coming.
For the science.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, growing up, I had a childhood friend called Antonina. Back in 2003, December 2013, December, she lost her life. And when her mom was asked what was wrong, she just said she had a stomachache and for 3 weeks, and then she passed on. Closer to the present time, just this April, another friend of mine was pregnant at the time, and then during her scheduled prenatal checkups, she got to be told that the baby was placed in the wrong position, and that it was too big right now, it couldn't be corrected, and if it's not removed, it's not aborted, both lives will be lost. I discussed with her whether she had seen any problems before, and she said that 2 weeks earlier she had experienced spotting. Women know what spotting is, and it's dangerous if a pregnant woman sees spotting. But she didn't know what the effect is, so she just waited for the scheduled time, and it happened to be too late. And then I thought, what if the statistics in Kenya says that 488 out of 100,000 mothers die every year from maternal death, pregnancy related, while at the same time 40 babies, that was 2014 to 40 babies, right now it's 38 babies in Kenya. Out of every 1,000 babies die in the pregnancy process. If you think about the numbers in terms of, it's 1 million live births a year. If it's 40 deaths per every 1,000, that means 40,000 babies die yearly, and 4,880 mothers die annually. We can reduce this. The problem with my two friends is clearly just lack of information. They didn't have someone to ask about, what if I have a stomachache when I'm pregnant, and be told, wait, that's a dangerous thing, go see a doctor. That's why I thought I could create a blog to provide this information every day. I started it in June 30th this year, and it ran for 2 months until October the 1st. That's when Google, the free template that I'm using for blogging stopped working. I can't update anything, so I've not updated anything in October. And then up to that, during the 2 months, I achieved, as you can see, that is 24,000 page views in the all-time history. And up to October 1st, I had reached 33,000 page views. And when I post about a problem, I find someone reads and finds, wait, this thing's a good idea, and contacts me. Basically, female reproductive health. Yes. And so I am seeking to, the 350,000 shillings, I'm seeking to create a bigger website which will be more interacting more with the mothers. And also I'm seeking to hire at least 2 medical practitioners to be on call because I'm an economics student. I just finished my economic course. I work with my uncle, who is a medical officer in Nyanza, and a friend of mine who is a nutritionist. So when I get questions, I'm the one who is always online. I get questions, I ask. If it's about food, I'll ask my friend. If it's about the other health issues, I'll ask my uncle, get advice, and reach it to them. It's better because I get most of these questions in the evenings. At night, at 10 p.m., I'm being asked how to deal with it's for on a first aid term. You find the mother gets help for the night, and then the 19 mothers, because I don't have any affiliation with any hospital, I just tell them this is what you are going to do for tonight, and then tomorrow make sure you see a doctor if the symptom persists. Making money. When you own a blog or a website, this is dedicated to mother and child health care. People who provide goods for mothers, say clothes, foods, lotions, all that stuff. For mothers and babies, they're all their insurance and all that. Also, I want to expand it, partner with major hospitals in the country. Like every county, you have a hospital that you are partnering with, that if you refer a patient there, the bill that they pay, you get some percentage back to the project. Also, people advertising the event. So when you advertise that you have a kids festival, a cancer screening, you are directing it to the direct people who you want to reach.
It's a direct target audience. Yeah.
Basically, I think it's a very good idea, but I don't see the business. You're not explaining the business aspect to your idea. I want to know how we're going to make money out of it.
Advertising on the website. People who are, because when they have already known, mothers usually go visit this website to get information.
But how many adverts are there on each website every day? I want to hear something different. How you're going to turn that idea around for us to make money if you're to put in money in your organization? Because
we are going to divide it into like the age. Before you get pregnant, you have your own sector. 0 to 3 months, your own sector.
You're explaining the content.
Yeah.
He's asking.
I want to know the productivity, the financial bit of it.
Yeah. In every sector that I've said now, we can have like 3. The sidebar, the top bar. That's the way they.
Okay, so what you're saying is there's going to be different sections to your website depending on what stage of pregnancy they are, pre-maternal,
and also we'll
first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and you're going to target them separately. Your blog, it's a website, right?
Yes.
Is that what your blog is? It's a website, and that's where people are coming to your blog, to your website.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing you've lost is that blog because you can't afford to pay for.
Yes.
You had a free blog, a free website.
Yes, I've lost it.
And so it sounds to me like what you want to do is at least switch that back on.
To create a new one completely, because the blog that I'm using, I cannot divide it into the sections. I just usually post that this one is for the 0 to 3 months.
350,000 is a lot of money to create a website.
It's going to be
blog-based website.
It's going to be creating the website, hiring the doctors, and then marketing. The marketing is the one that takes a lot of money, because I want to market it in radio, and the list amount is 100,000 a week.
What do you need? Because I also, frankly, I think like Steve, I'm not really getting. I hear what you're saying, revenue, advertising, but there's so many of these sites out there, and I don't know if Johnson & Johnson is going to come and give you, 100,000 shillings a month or 50,000 shillings a month to put their banner out there because you get 24,000 people watching it. Of course they should. It makes sense, but I don't know if they will. But what's the minimum amount you need to go back to what you were doing and at least provide the service while you refine the model and build the full site and stuff like that? Because this is a service that's very important, potentially saving 10,000 plus lives a year in Kenya alone, and obviously much more across Africa and much more across the world, and you've turned it off because of financial constraints. So what's the minimum you need to turn it back on and just keep doing what you're doing while you build the business side of it up?
I would think something around 100 or 120,000 shillings.
It costs $20 to register a website and $10 a month.
Registering is not so expensive.
Okay.
Creating, I need for the marketing a little and machines.
You don't understand, man. To go back to what you had and make that live again and just keep that going. To put this service back the way it was, right? And then take life from there. But to get back to where you were, right? How much do you need? How much is it to pay Google?
There
You
was to pay Google. They had advertised that the least amount is $18 to pay.
$18 a month
to buy the domain.
to buy the domain,
I think it's usually about a year
and another $10 or $12
to
host
market.
it, right?
Yes.
And then you'll build a website based. You have your
On
domain,
that.
but you can have your blog, and then you can build a website down the road after a month, 3 months, or 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you the money, all right, for the next 1 year
Uh,
to turn this back on
Turn
and
back
do
on.
what you were doing to
Thank
start with. Then how you turn that into a business, we can figure that out later on. I want
Yeah.
0%. I just want you to turn this thing back on and do what you're doing and help save those lives.
Wow.
So I'm
Thank
going to
you.
give you the money for that for the next 12 months.
Thank you very
Okay?
much.
And then the business side you can figure out, and I'm here, Steve's here,
Yeah.
Carol's here. We'll take 100% or 50% or 20%. We'll figure that out. But first, go back and start saving lives, because right now, since October, you haven't been doing that.
Yeah,
And I
thank
know
you
you
very
want
much.
I personally like it because I lost a baby. My ex-girlfriend lost a baby just because the umbilical cord went round her
Neck.
the baby's neck,
Neck.
and we didn't know. It was too late because she couldn't feel the baby move. So I really like it, but I also want to understand the business aspect. So go work on it. I'm happy my partner is able to come in and chip in something for you,
Yeah.
and then we take it from there.
We'll take it from there.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheng, for coming, and
Awesome.
congratulations to you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Well, congratulations once again. And what would you like to say to Farouk?
Personally, I thank you very much. It's been frustrating. I come to the website. I have posts. In fact, October is the Cancer Awareness Month. I'm wanting to post about how to see the symptoms of cancer, but it cannot happen because I cannot post, and I don't want to create a new website. It keeps on crashing. This was the second one. The first one was page254.blog.com. It crashed, and I created this one. It also crashed. So thank you very much. It will bring my project back to life, and I thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you so much for coming, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It was awesome. It was an awesome experience. I talked to them, and they supported the idea that it's a good idea, a good project that I'm carrying out. So they are going to help because I kind of did not articulate the marketing, the revenue aspect so well. All they have decided to do right now is just bring it back to life and expand it further, and then after some time we're going to figure out how to bring the money in. It feels amazing because it's been a month this project has been stalling because of some technical issues which they are going to deal with them.
And next week on The Boiler Room.
I'm basically the founder and CEO of Stratad Advertising and Marketing Company. For expenditure, we use 650,000 and you get a return of 1.6 million from profits.
What are you charging your clients for a panel or whatever, and how much are you paying for it? What's your margin, basically?
The expenses come from the printing and advertising, and the thing is that once we've printed for one bus, we don't incur cost for printing and licensing.
You're going to need more than that amount of money.
Yeah.
It sounds to me, because this business, if
complex.
it's work, it's complex, and there's going to be a lot of growth.
So what made you quit your job to focus on?
We've done deco for banks such as KCB and Cooperative Bank during customer care weeks and during the festive seasons.
For the cost of teaching one kid, that will be around 97,000. At the first phase, you can come on board with that amount. If in 3 months it doesn't prove, it doesn't work, we can refund that money.
Tell us what made you come back tonight.
Because after the boiler room, I had a sit down with my board. So we've removed the devil, and it's much better now. We are able to get radio costs to as low as 2,200 shillings a day, and TV costs as low as 17,000 shillings a day. What we do is we offer advertising as well as e-commerce on the same platform.
So now you're telling me next year you're going to do 27 million in profit.
Yes.
I think we should talk about the past, because the past can be or should be the best predictor of the future.
Yes.
How much of that was profit last year alone?
We are looking for 15 million shillings
Okay.
for 10% of the business.
Down the road, we'll revisit this. For me right now, I'm out. Thank you.